So what's up with the new Top Boy, man? I've been following this show for a while now, and to be honest, this new season has disappointed me. Spoiler warning for this final season, but yeah, I'll be honest, you're not missing much. I want to begin this by saying this is not about to be some rant, but this season it felt so rushed. 6
episodes
were clearly not enough to end a story that spans like 4-5 seasons. I want to explain all my thoughts, but to avoid rambling, I'm gonna talk about each part one by one in specific sections. Bro, 6 episodes. Really? And why did Shelly want to open up 9 shops? Seriously though, talk about the butterfly effect. If she just stuck with opening up maybe one new branch, like 2, the Shane's whole arc would have been over just like that. That's one thing, the writing decisions. A lot of characters like the Shane for one felt out of character, but I'm gonna save that for the character section. And because of 6 episodes, yeah, a lot of character arcs were not fleshed out fully, like Steph. I feel like this guy did and said a whole lot of nothing this season. My man was just sitting around. And also, they was trying to make me sit through that scene with him and Erin. Oh my god, mind you, yeah, the actors are 18, but they are playing little kids. What the But back to the plot. One thing Top Boy loves doing every season is the whole seller situation. That shit is so boring. It's just recycled every season. It's like they actually didn't know what they wanted to do for the first half of the season. So I was like, fuck it, like, it's been a couple months. Let's just do that shit again. So obviously the new sellers are the Irish. I think they were trying to hint that it's like the Irish Mafia or some shit like that. But one is played by Barry Keoghan. I don't know if that's how you say his name, but that was an actual nice surprise. Then, I don't know what happened. Maybe his contract was too much. Pretty sure this guy's like Hollywood or something. But they killed him in episode 3. Episode 3. Pretty much the main antagonist. There was no build up because he had like 2 episodes up to that point. There was no threat, even though they was introduced as such. This made no sense. This guy is playing the Joker and you get rid of him in episode 3. And you know what the writers thought would be more interesting than the Irish Mafia? They were gone just like that. And somehow that's good for Sully. Thank fuck there isn't a new season, because you know they will recycle the same plot boy again and have someone find a new seller. Another point, yeah, is that I felt like the acting was weak at some points.
For the man, yeah. You fully ready? Yeah, I am. You sure? Trust me. Who's making it done?
I'm aware that Top Boy is like a platform to shed a spotlight on new and upcoming actors. Like look at Letitia Wright. She Black Panther now, and she somewhat started on this very same show. But when you do this, yeah, I do think you need to sprinkle in some seasoned actors so that they can do much of the heavy lifting. Like look at Stranger Things or Game of Thrones, who used child actors or required a lot of actors. They mix scenes with some veterans to get shit going. But I can't lie, this isn't even a big issue I don't tend to care about stuff like this. But remember this point because it will be important later. So there's a lot of awful writing decisions in this season. So let's get more in depth with the characters. I'll start with the main characters. I know everyone's been saying this, but this guy's heart virus flipping evaporated. The thing I'm more thinking about though is this guy's horrible decision making this season. I feel like I understand what the writers were trying to convey, that when he is no longer the top boy, if you will, he starts losing his mind. But you're telling me that the same Deshane that was even shook of Sully holding something that killed someone would kill a man with a frying pan, leaving his prints just everywhere, bro. And furthermore, the writers tried to show Deshane losing his shit by making him just fucking rude, man. No manners whatsoever.
And I started thinking to myself, man, what did he do to make them niggas that mad?
In terms of his death though, I think this is one of the more well done moments this season. A person like Deshane does deserve that ending, dying in some random back alley covered in like shit and mud. To me, what this shows that is that the writers definitely had the idea of where they wanted their characters to end up, but they did not know how to get there. I don't think it's in her character to do some dumb shit like steal from Sully. At least if, you know, they spent more time developing that betrayal, or at least made it spur of the moment, but they withheld her thoughts from us. So we don't know what the fuck she was thinking. It looked to me that she planned that shit out, came blacked out with gloves and mask. If it was some random betrayal, it would have saved so much time that they spent going around looking for her, cause she gets caught straight away, but narrowly escapes or some shit. But forget all about that. Jack a couple of seasons ago was beating up her sister for doing some random shit I forgot. Now she's stealing from Sully just because of what happened. I mean, if she wanted a way out, why didn't she just say so? Sully literally told Deshane to step back. There was no retribution or price he had to pay. A last thing, do I think she killed Sully? Nah, there's no point. I'll discuss Sully's death in more depth when I get to it, but for now, listen. Jack did all of that just to escape the life. Why risk it all again just to kill Sully? If that's the true ending, that makes no sense. She'll have more luck just getting out of London, which was her original plan. It's another case where there was more episodes needed to better suit a character's arc.
For the man, yeah. You fully ready? Yeah. You sure? Trust me. Who's Michael McDonald?
Another character whose arc needed more episodes. Like I said before, this guy spent the whole season just staring and sitting around. But that makes sense, you know, he's going through grief. That's why we needed to know what he was thinking. I couldn't tell exactly what the fuck Stefan was doing when he was chilling with Jamie's friends. Like at one point, it seemed like he was gonna start rolling with them. But it's like, nah, he's just chilling with them. It would have been nice if there was like more clarification. Obviously, when season 2 ended, I thought that Steph in season 3 was gonna be on a madness, KSI style.
Oi, man just topped him off like it was nothing. Get chefed, my G. Oh, family love, it's a madness.
Like how they had that time skip in Blue Story, if you remember. But nah, he's more or less in the same place that he was last season, just dealing with his grief. And this does come with its good moments, like the callback to the bench his family would always go to. But again, I felt like we at least need to see Stefan's desire for revenge in a more plain manner. And here's where that point from earlier comes back. In season 1 and 2, Stefan's character done really well when he was complimented by Jamie. Michael Ward as well is a really good actor, so to me it was a waste when they completely just got rid of him. Am I saying that they should have let Jamie live? No. That was a good scene and a good subversion of expectations, but there were still ways to bring him back in season 3 and keep him dead. But bro, that would undermine his death. No, it wouldn't. The whole point of these deaths in Top Boy is that they mean nothing. All this senseless violence is actually for nothing when you really deep it. So bringing back a dead character would not undermine anything, as it doesn't have a meaning at all. So in my opinion, it would have been better for Stefan's arc if they brought him back as some sort of apparition that only Stefan could see. Think like Fight Club. It serves to influence Stefan's action, whilst giving us an inner look at his mental state and furthers his revenge arc, instead of the nice older brother that we know is a sick and twisted version of Jamie. A manifestation of all of Stefan's dark thoughts and influences from Jamie's friend that Stefan now chills with. Cause you know they're gonna be telling him the shit that Jamie used to be on. And then this would make Stefan's final scene 100 times more powerful, where the whole season this ghost Jamie has been pushing him to do something, but at the end, Steph finally lets go and just spares Sully. Or like I said before, it could be a Fight Club / Jekyll and Hyde situation where Jamie suddenly returns and continues the same shit he was on for the past seasons. But towards the end, it flips and we see that it was only Stefan that has been doing this. Jamie is truly dead. This also fits in with the themes of the show, exploring the mental toll that this type of life has on the people around you, especially a little kid. If you really think about it, they never really explore Stefan's mental state. They have him holding a gun for about 10 minutes and breaking a mirror, but that's about it. Furthermore, how did this guy get a gun? Someone please explain. It actually just appeared, like, just pulled it out of his ass. The only place that I think he took it from is from Jamie's friend. that got... But how? Last thing, do I think he killed Sully? Cause I didn't think it was Jack. No, that's shit. And now we end up with Sully. Probably the most well done character this season. Kano always delivers, so I don't have crazy complaints. Again, the Irish thing was too quick and also shit. One thing though, I swear they recycled lines for Deshane's death. Like the monsters and food shit, I remember it from somewhere. Obviously recalling earlier moments is good, but when the entire season has been filled with meaningless BS and dialogue, it would be nice to have the one scene with some meaning, have some fresh shit. But obviously, this could be new dialogue and I'm waffling, so I don't really know. How those two guys that pulled up with SMGs and a flipping scope get destroyed by Sully, I will never know. But the last thing is Sully's death. I feel like the message is clear. Think of all the people that Sully killed from their point of view. They died with ambiguous deaths cause Sully never got caught. But for me, there was like no impact. I was just like, that's it type shit. The point is that you're not meant to know who the killer is, and I kind of rate that. If I was to give some thought into it though, I would probably say it was Lizzie or whoever the fuck the other person she was with was. They fled to Ireland, so maybe they had links with the Irish mafia or whoever the Irish were linked to. Would make sense. It's like a two birds with one stone situation. Lizzie gets insurance and the Irish get revenge.
Huh?
In terms of side characters, some side characters were more like main characters, like Mandy. Bro, I swear to God she has the top 3 most scenes in the whole season. But honestly, side characters were good character-wise. A lot of the characters had nothing to add to the story, like the Irish. They just disappeared after 3 episodes.
You're gay! He's gay! I'm not gay.
That's basically it. I'm not gonna talk about cinematography or shit like that, because that's not Top Boy's focus. In terms of themes, I think the politics are explored pretty well, and that's always what Top Boy has been about, I feel. There was a continuation of the immigration stuff from last season, but I swear my man should have just went back to Rwanda.